Hello and welcome to Churchy Chats with the Church Girl. I'm Alicia and I am the owner and creator of a Church Girl, which started off as a clothing line but kind of evolved into a lifestyle brand which seeks to inspire and uplift everyone we have the opportunity of connecting with. I am so excited about tonight's episode because I have some amazing women with me. This is week 2 of the She Shed, and if y'all did not tune in last week, let me just tell you, you need to go back and watch it because the She Shed was lit. And the reason why I'm calling it the She Shed all month long is because I have all women on the entire month of July. So I'm excited about the women that we have on tonight. I always tell you how I know my guests. So I'm going to start with LaShoundra. Honestly, I don't really remember how exactly we connected. I know it was social. I know it was social. When I first started a Church Girl, we started following each other and I ended up sending her a shirt. She took some amazing pictures and posted them. And since then, y'all, she has blown all the way up. I am so proud of her. I'm so proud of the work that she's done. I'm so proud of the progress that she's made. It's just been an amazing success story to watch. So I'm glad I just got to be a bystander. So in just a moment, you'll hear from LaShoundra and Renata. Y'all already know Renata. This is Renata's second time on the show. It definitely won't be her last, but she is my ace. She's my dear friend, and I love her so much. She's an amazing mother. She works in the education system in New York. God bless your heart. She is also an entrepreneur. She has an amazing YouTube channel. She has skincare products that are, I mean, y'all, they're just to die for. Go check her out. Y'all gonna see a little commercial for them in a minute. So make sure you go and check her out. And the beautiful Keisha. I met Keisha through BCI. I did a post, and I know y'all hear this rhetoric a lot because I get a lot of people from BCI. I'm thankful. And I was like, I need guests. And she was like, I would love to come on. So I am so glad to connect with Keisha. And I'm going to let the ladies say a little bit, and then we're going to jump into tonight's topics.
Well,
Introduce. Go
my
ahead,
name is
LaShoundra.
all right. So my name is LaShoundra Young, and I am from Mobile, Alabama, the Gulf Coast. So
Come
here I
on,
am.
Gulf
Hey
Coast. Come
guys.
on, Third Coast. Come on, Third Coast.
Yes. So I'm glad to be here, and thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's all you got to say, girl. You ain't gonna tell the people nothing. Come on. Come
All
on.
right. So, of course, again, I'm from Mobile. I am a fashion influencer. I put on clothes and I post them on the internet. I am the co-owner of Shop Inside Out, and my blog name is Young at Style. I've been blessed to be featured on the cover of Red Book magazine in 2016. People Style Watch magazine. I work with some amazing brands such as DSW, Express, Neutrogena, just to name a few. So it's me. So thank you.
Yeah, see, she out here being all humble, and I'm just LaShoundra. Girl, you doing big things, and you deserve to tell the world about them. Thanks for being here,
I appreciate
LaShoundra.
it. Thank
No
you for having
problem.
me.
Absolutely, Renata.
Hello, everyone. My name is Renata Del Carmen. I am currently swamped with trying to figure out how to get your children back to school safely. But aside from that, I am an entrepreneur, author. I have a YouTube channel, Renata Del Carmen, and I also am the creator of a skincare line by Renata Del Carmen. And I am just happy to be here to spend some time with these lovely ladies and my good friend Alicia.
Oh, thank you for being here, Renata. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, Keisha, come on, talk to the people, sis.
Hey, everybody. I'm Keisha Reed. I am based in Chicago, Illinois, and I'm an operations professional that specializes in strategic planning. Outside of that, I have a storytelling platform called Peaking, a high point in a course of development, which uses transparency to tell stories and just build camaraderie. And outside of that, I am in the process of launching a candle line.
Okay, come on, candles. Let me
Mhm.
know because I love me a good candle.
I got
Thank
you.
you
Me
for
too.
being thank you for being here, Keisha. I appreciate it. All right, ladies. So let's jump into the conversation. So, um, we all know about the tragic death of Breonna Taylor, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's been in the news. There have been developments recently. And honestly, with all that was going on at the time that this came out with, George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery, I'll be honest, I did not look into it as much as I probably should have. But there was quite a bit going on at one time. So as time went on, I was like, what is going on? And what could be one of the reasons that we're not seeming to get anywhere with this? And since it's all latest tonight, I wanted to get your perspective on, do you think that Brianna being a woman has anything to do with the police officers not being arrested yet?
So can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So I want to say yes, right? I do believe that plays a part in it. But what plays an even bigger part is that the advocacy for her is not there because she isn't. Mm-hmm. So a Black woman, let me say that, because that's really where I am with that. So like you said, there was so much going on at the time that it was hard to even for people to grapple with where life was headed for us as a country,
Sure.
as a world.
Absolutely.
So to hone in on this particular situation probably was far-fetched at the time that it occurred, because it occurred in March, and that's really when for us in New York City, that's when COVID started to become we realized it was a pandemic, so to speak.
Sure.
But I think that people were too caught up with that at that time. And we were already home for quite some time when the stories of George Floyd and Rashard came out. And so we had the time to pay attention because we were home and in place, while when it happened with Brianna, we were in a different place. But again, the advocacy, the groups that lead initiatives around police brutality and these scenarios, they've been in place for a very long time, and they follow these stories. That's what they do. So that's where I stand on why isn't this story at the forefront prior to anything else that came after it?
Absolutely. LaShoundra?
I definitely, I definitely think that, her story fell through the cracks.
Okay.
And I think, and I definitely think because with George Floyd, it was, we had a video. And then with Breonna Taylor, we had a story, an article. And so, she was a woman, and she was a Black woman, as she stated. But unfortunately, I just think her story fell through the crack. But I do think, I guess some of us I think we're trying to do a better job with getting her name out there. Like her story told again. So, we see the hashtags and we see her picture, come on the, on, Facebook or Instagram or, what have you. But I definitely think that her story fell through the cracks. And when George Floyd happened, you had this video, you had it, showing on, TV, again, social media. And then, you had Breonna Taylor, and it was okay, we have her name and we had her story being told, but, we are visual people. And so I kind of think that just kind of, and I think that happened. But I think the more we show her picture, and I think the more we say her name, it's going to kind of get the momentum going again, and to get those get those police officers arrested, because
What you say, Keisha? Do you think her being a woman has anything to do with it?
I don't know. I think that's an interesting perspective, and it definitely had me thinking a little bit, because we know that there's this narrative around Black women. One, we are kind of disregarded, and then we are expected to just be strong, and even in Brianna's case, even in death, which is crazy. But I think there's just so many in general, I think a lot of women that have died from police brutality or injustices, there isn't as much noise around them. And I think it's just because as a people, we want to bring more light to Black men because we realize how there have been so many attacks on the Black man. And rightfully so. And it's impacted the dynamic of the family. But in that same regard, we're still expecting, there's this kind of expectation of the Black woman to still just kind of carry along. All that to say, though, I don't think the fight for her or lack thereof is because she was a woman. I think it's back to what LaShoundra said. The video is just more impactful. So people see that and then it creates more noise. Right. And I also think, too, there's levels. It's some interesting levels with the police in this one that people can't quite prove, that I'm like, I don't know. It's a lot of underlying stuff going on in that situation.
Yeah, agree. And I saw something today, actually, that, you know, some more details have come out about them actually indicting her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was a warning shot. Okay, well, first of all, they're saying the police are saying we had a no knock warrant, but we were kind enough to knock anyway because we didn't feel like that was the right thing to do. Okay. Right. So first of all, that to me tries to paint you as a hero. Yep. First of all, that thing. Then when I find out that they got him to waive his Miranda rights and was basically trying to build a case on this man for basically shooting a warning shot. If somebody busts into your house at 12:40 something in the morning and they're plain clothed, what do you truly expect to happen? Okay. Right. So then their whole reason for this warrant was supposed to be because the post office said that she had some suspicious packages delivered to her home. When they went back to investigate at the post office, that was not true. So whatever is going on is super corrupt. I mean, it's evil to its very core. Yep. And I'm having trouble comprehending and understanding why this has not been treated differently. And I mean, I know why, because it's a Black woman. Go ahead, Renata.
So I was in that place where LaShoundra and Keisha were in terms of thinking like this probably is just because we don't really have visual insight into what happened. But when they changed the law with the no knock warrant, when they changed that law, and then when they fired the officer but didn't arrest him and only fired one of them, it was like, well, there's something, because you don't fire an officer if he was in due just authority to do what he did. You don't change a law if what they did was okay. So
absolutely,
why are those adjustments being made? But these men get to live their life freely while her family mourns her death, and she was sleeping in her bed. I mean, at this point, when something like that happens, I can't help but to think like it can happen to any of us at any given time. They went into her home. She wasn't on the street. She wasn't in. If your home is the wrong place at the wrong time, honey, well then where can we be?
All this stuff.
right. And that's the thing. I think when you look at it like that, there's no place that's safe. You know, there used to be places that you shouldn't go or shouldn't be because, there's a chance that something might pop off. But there is no place that I feel that an African American is safe in this country. Because if you feel like I did anything, or even just the fact that I'm existing is an issue for you, then that's, I mean, it's so frustrating. And like Keisha said, it's strange how, I mean, Black women, and I don't want to take away from anybody, so please don't misunderstand this. Black women are the advocate for Black men, right? Like we are the strongest advocate when it comes to the Black man. And we have so many men that love and support us, but the voices are not the same. Can we just be honest? That's a hard conversation to have. Because I know every man in my life loves me and would, friends, dad, brother, I know that these people will, go to the farthest level of whatever they have to go to protect me and all of that stuff. But when it comes as a collective whole, their voices are just not as loud as Black women's voices are for them.
Yeah.
But how do we, what do we do with that?
I think that point right there is what continues to perpetuate the resentment that is happening between the Black man and the Black woman. And so these scenarios bring us farther apart at a time where we need to be closer together. Like no one needs each other more than the Black man and the Black woman.
Yes.
But you have these scenarios that just keep putting this wedge between us.
That's a very good point.
It all just kind of stems back, right? It's kind of like a generational curse that continues to follow us. And we've gotten into this lifestyle in a way where Black women are strong, and not because we want to be most of the time, it's because we have to be. That just kind of becomes a requirement in a sense. And so much so that the Black men, they can completely be aware of our plight, but don't acknowledge it. And they just kind of like be annoyed by it. So we just think for ourselves. And I don't even know how we could go about getting a change at this point, because what we go through is obvious amongst us, and by us I do mean Black people. But I don't know where the fight is with the men for us.
And sometimes, LaShoundra, I'm gonna let you chime in. And sometimes I feel like, since we're the only ones, I've been seeing more on social media now about men, saying how valued Black women are. And I appreciate all the love. But as long as we are the ones saying that we don't get enough love for what we do, I don't think it'll ever be treated because, y'all just want attention, or y'all just want that. No, we're just trying to share a legitimate struggle and seeing how we can do better. LaShoundra, go ahead, honey.
I'm gonna go a little deeper. I just don't think men know how to articulate their feelings. They already don't know how to do it in a small relationship, so they don't even know how to do it on a larger scale. I have men in my life, and they have a very hard time, voicing how they feel. Yeah, I love you. Yeah, you are an amazing woman. Okay, but you don't say it all the time. So so bless their little hearts of trying to showcase this on a larger scale. So I think, and again, here we are putting it back on us. Maybe it's our duty, so to speak, to say, hey, this is how you do this. This is how you do that. If you don't know how to, ask somebody. And that's Lord have mercy.
That's a whole nother situation. But that was a good point that you made that made me think of something else. I don't know if Black men feel like they are heard in some cases, or feel like they have a voice. See, women, and especially Black women, something about us, we're going to let you know. Whether you like it or not. Okay, you're going to take this shirt back because I don't like it. I don't care what your return policy is. The shirt is going back because it tore up when I washed it one time. We know how to make our voices be heard. But I cannot say that men, especially Black men, have been heard enough to make them feel as though that their voices even matter.
Right.
What you say, Renata? Ends, go ahead, Keisha, then Renata.
Yeah, Keisha.
I think on both ends, we are, Black women and men are coming into a relationship with things that could impact the relationship negatively, right? Like the Black woman always has to be strong, and that can be tiresome. And sometimes we want the fight. And the Black men, they are always being attacked and can't quite find their voices. But I don't think it's either's responsibility to heal the other. I think that needs to be an individual path. Like we do need to do some looking internally and then figure out what we need to do to get into a better place for each other. I don't think one could necessarily heal or save the other. Right. Exactly. Right. There's a little work that needs to be done individually and then collectively. Right.
Sure. What you say, Renata?
So what you, Alicia and LaShoundra, have said about the communication piece has me like thinking just back to certain conversations with men, because I like to pick their brain a lot on these very things, because only a man could really tell you how men are, right?
Absolutely.
So I wonder if we as women, let's stick to just Black women. I wonder if we as Black women truly understand how they communicate. How they communicate their feelings, because they won't communicate like we do. No. Like if we're looking for them to speak the way we speak and express the way we express, that's not going to be how they deliver it. That's right. So, like, what is their communication style?
Right.
I'd like to know.
Yeah, and I just need them to turn it up, whatever it is.
And like I said, I am just
amplify it just a little bit. And like I said, I appreciate the efforts that I see that are being made, the posts that I see. I greatly appreciate it. They're always so heartfelt and touching, and they can be examples to other men. So I think, ladies, the issue with stuff like this is the struggle is always pretty much going to be real, right? There's always going to be a fight as far as the racial and the injustice that lives in this country, because it was literally, we like to say we were founded on, God and liberty and justice for all, but the reality is it was founded on, the blood, sweat, and tears of immigrants and slaves, and it's a stolen land. So there's only so far that you can get without dealing with those issues. So all we can do is hope that we can keep having these conversations and keep figuring out how we get to the next place to help things do better and be better, including ourselves, right? Yeah. Including ourselves. Right. Yeah. All right, ladies, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to go into a subject that's a little bit lighter, but stick with us. We'll be right back.
Shop I Am Opulence Boutique for all of your handbags, shoes, and apparel needs. We have a wide variety of fashionable and affordable styles. Visit us at www.imopulence.com.
So we are back, and there has pretty much been a lifelong conversation or unwritten rule that you do not date somebody that your friend has dated. Okay, so listen, y'all. I don't want y'all to think I'm crazy.
You did a bullhorn sound and alarm ringing. Yeah. Thank you, Keisha.
Y'all are hilarious. Listen, I have thought about this for a while, but I really never said anything to anybody but my sister. And when I thought about it, we were in the pool the other night, and I was like, you know what? Yep, we going to the she shed. Let's have this conversation. So, like I said, there's an unwritten rule, there's an unwritten code between friends, not just female friends, but male friends, that you don't really mess with somebody that your friend has dated, or I hate to use that term, but mess with. Okay. Here's the thing though. If you went out with somebody once or twice, this hasn't gone anywhere. I mean, it wasn't deep. You all just figured out y'all weren't right for each other. Is that person still off limits to your friends? I need y'all to speak on it.
If he wasn't right for me, he ain't right for them.
You done already tested the water.
No, we don't do that. So no,
okay.
That's just me.
I think we're just saying dated. Like we went out. This is just a date, like just a meal or. Right.
Yes, I'm talking about something that was just very surface, nothing that got deep, nothing that, I won't speak on what is deep for each individual, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Something that was very surface, very surface.
So I think when I was younger, like in my 20s, I was real tight about it. Like, if we talked, if we exchanged any type of communication, if we was interested, nope.
Done.
But I think now that I'm older, I really don't have a problem with it. I think it depends on how it's done. If it's
Okay.
someone that I went on a date with and my friend is aware and they don't communicate to me that there's some interest that they have, or they had some communication with this person and it just happens without me knowing, then that may make me raise an eyebrow whether I'm still interested in that person or not. But I feel like being older, that's a conversation. Like, I know me and my best friend, we can talk about that. Like, oh yeah, I talked to him, but he wasn't for me, but good luck, girl. So at this point, like, I'm open to it. It's not, if it was real surface level, 1 or 2 dates and it didn't work, cool. If it was 1 or 2 dates and I just feel like that God told me that's my husband, now don't, nope. But that's,
I don't care what happens. Don't
listen. We might reconnect. Okay, it's on God's time.
Right. That might be my Boaz, so you stay away.
Exactly.
What do you say, Renata?
So the dynamic that makes this difficult is the one or 2 dates, right? Like, there are people that I've been on 1 or 2 dates with, and I don't even remember their name, right? So it's kind of like,
okay,
maybe right? Like, I'll remember.
We'll talk about that in the group chat later on.
Like, wait a minute, that was like 10 years ago. I don't remember. You know what I mean? But my thing is how it came to be. So if a friend and I happen to be on a dating app, let's say that was the scenario, we both swiped right, and find out like, oh, we both kind of had some communication with this guy, but she said, oh, I went out with him, but I wasn't really feeling it. That's different, right? I have an issue with when the guy knows both of us and then dates one of us and and then dates the other. That scenario I don't really like. I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you say knows both of you, you mean like it's a mutual friend, like y'all know this person from the block, or y'all know each other from church, or
something like that. Yeah, like, I don't like that. Like, or even if we met this all the same night and you decided you wanted to date my friend, and then you went out and found out that wasn't it, and now you want to talk to me.
Yeah, no.
Okay, well, okay. LaShoundra, what you say? I'm gonna come back to that, Renata. LaShoundra, what you say?
I said what I said.
ain't no going back on it. Ain't no going back on it. If he not for me, he not for you.
Just wait, hold up now. And of course I heard everybody speak, and of course I'm trying to put myself in each situation. I just can't see. Of course I'm 38 now, or even 10 years ago. I can't see myself sitting across from a man. I'm getting to know him, and I'm on a date with him, and I'm going to tell my best friend, "Ooh, girl, he got on my nerves. He this and that. I ain't like him." Yeah, well, girl, I'm gonna date him. That's just weird. That's just I don't know. I guess
even if it happened organically. Right. It would be very weird. But let's say it happened organically. Somehow, let's say you lost contact with dude and it's not like he was constantly in your space. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of just happened organically, and maybe just maybe.
And let me say this. And of course, I'm listening and I'm trying to put myself in a situation. I wasn't brought up on dating, so I really don't know, what it is to, date somebody and then my homegirl date him as well. Because, where I'm from, if I talk to the old boy on the phone for a couple of days or a week,
we
that's
tied.
off limits to, I mean, if I talk to him, ain't nobody, that's just off limits. It's kind of unspoken. But again, I guess it depends where you from. I'm from, Alabama. Nah, boo.
Wait, so just so I understand,
again, I'm open.
In Alabama, y'all talk on the phone for a while, and if y'all make it to a date, then it's some genuine interest, like. Yeah.
Yes. Now, for me, if we can't, exactly. For me,
I need to go to Alabama.
We can't have a conversation. If you can't have a conversation, I can't sit across from you and eat. I can remember, of course, this was years ago. This guy took me to a restaurant. Yeah, and he took. Well, you know what? Well, let me say this story. He took me to a restaurant, and he literally was smacking. Just smacking, and the conversation was very little. So if one of my homegirls was like, "Yeah, I want to talk to him," girl, go for it. Yeah, you know how it goes. I mean, so
You
maybe
can have him.
that's a little different. Yeah, but I guess but I'm open. I'm older now, so I'm a little open minded. So.
Okay, I'm gonna take a few comments from our viewers. My aunt, she says, no, it's still fair game. Nothing was invested, so it's okay. My friend Mel said that the easy rule of thumb for me is, how does the friend feel? Even if it was surface and my friend has a problem, it's an automatic no.
That's good.
Right?
I
Yeah.
like that.
So
I like that.
and I think at the end of the day, sometimes, and this is not something I was really trying to get into, but sometimes we put relationships above friendships, and we will fight harder for a romantic relationship than we will for a friendship. But if I can be honest, friendships have been more valuable to me at this point in my life. I'm not married, so friendships have been some of my most intimate. I had this conversation. Intimacy has nothing to do with sex and stuff like that. It's the people that I open up to in the worst way, which is in the best way. But you know what I'm saying? In the worst way. And people who have seen me and have still accepted me and loved me. So I fight hard for my friendships. Probably harder for some than I should have, but I think it's all about I think it's all about that friendship, and you making sure that is the most valuable thing. And if you really do have a problem with homegirl, if you feel like she's crossing the line, just be honest. And I hope that she'll be able to respect that. And Kendra says she's from Alabama too. But like I say, that's a conversation to be had when it's been years between them. So it's not something like, oh, well, I just got through with him yesterday, he might be good for you. And I'm gonna tell y'all in a minute where this kind of came from. But Asia said it's weird, period. I think it's weird, period. There's no getting around it. And I'm telling y'all, the social media spoke on it. They spoke on it, and everybody was like, nah. Only one person was like, I used to feel kind of like Keisha was saying, I used to have more of a feeling about it when I was younger. Now that I'm older, I feel a little bit differently about it. If it was nothing between us, then why am I, holding on to that? But I think as I got older, what began to go through my mind, well, two things. If you have a friend who, kind of gets around, and I'm not saying that, she's loose or anything like that, but if she just dated quite a few people, and this circle ain't that big, sis. So once you catch your man, what you expect the sister to do if you done dated Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, Mike, and Ralph? You see what I'm saying? If you done dated all of them, what you expect? I mean, so that was kind of my thing. Like, we like New Orleans, I like to call it a small town with a big personality, right? So it's not big. We're not talking about a Chicago. We're not talking about a New York. And LaShoundra can attest to this. Living in a smaller town, the pool is just smaller. That's just the reality of it. So, I mean, if you've been around the block a couple times, then are you just going to make everybody off limits for me?
Right.
Like, so that was one of the things. And also, and I know this is not an okay, but if you are married, now, I know if it was a relationship, listen, I know if it was a serious relationship, I don't care if you're on your fifth marriage. If it was a serious relationship, I'm not ever going to go to one of your exes that was a serious situation. But I'm gonna let you talk around it. But I'm even talking about somebody you wouldn't even consider an ex. If God done sent you, go ahead, Renata.
I actually was put in that predicament. And when I say put in that predicament, I mean, like, a friend of mine is currently married, and her ex tried to pursue me, right? But the thing about this scenario, the thing that makes it very, very uncomfortable for me, and I'm just saying this as a woman who respects herself highly and has standards and expectations, this person that she was in a relationship with, remember I said she's my friend, so she was my friend when y'all were together, and I was there when y'all broke up. So the fact that you even think that you could pursue me turns me off. Because what kind of woman do you think I am? That you think you can pursue me and I'm going to be all about it?
Ooh, they'll try.
Right. But that's a lot. That's a lot. Does the friend know, though? Does your friend know that he pursued you?
I didn't tell her. She's married now, right? With her.
To him?
No. She's married to someone else. This is her. Yeah. This is her ex.
This done turned into a whole different
My Lord.
No. She is happily married to someone else. But her ex that she was in a relationship with years ago bumped into me on the street and was like, hey, and I was like, absolutely not. But my thing is, in this very scenario, she's married now. So if I was to say, oh, well, here's my number. Oh, well, let's stay in contact. Then I would feel, I don't know. I wouldn't be with it at all. You know, girl. No.
Yeah. Like I'm saying, if it's an invested relationship and if it's somebody that you would even fix your mouth to call an ex, then of course, we're not in a place to, right. That's a whole nother dynamic. I'm talking about, just basic interaction and just trying to figure out this didn't work for us. So maybe it can work. Well, no, I don't want to say it like that. Maybe it can work for them. No, maybe if they, connect in another lifetime, I'll see you next lifetime,
Right.
A little Erica Badu action. I don't know. But so y'all know, like my mom has put a comment up here that as soon as this show is over, I'm going to have to go talk to her. So she said, it depends on who you are. It depends on who are years ago. It depends on who you are. Years ago, I worked with a girl that married brothers. Now, I don't know, mama, I don't know what that story is, and I will report back. Let me just say, I will report back. If a guy even looks at my sister, that's off limits.
It. Yep.
Now, when it comes to blood, and I guess certain friends too, I need to write that in the small print. If it's my blood sister it's tricky. It's tricky. It's all I'm gonna say is it's tricky. I just
LaShoundra said it's not tricky because if it ain't right for me,
ain't no tricks to it. Tricks are for kids, huh, LaShoundra? Tricks are for kids.
What's the difference? Because
that's
for
true.
me, if you're my friend,
you're like
I have invited you in my in my personal space, my heart, my life. I don't take friendships lightly, neither do my family. So no, I say what I said the first time.
But that's a very good point. My friends are like sisters to me.
I get it.
Yeah.
My friends are like sisters to me, so I do completely understand that point. But marrying two brothers,
I see the dynamic changes a little bit for me. If somebody expressed interest in one of my sisters and they don't even make it to a date, I have 3 sisters. I'm not going. Like if you express any bit of interest, no.
Sure.
But with a friend, that might change a little bit. If you express interest to me, but you and my friend connected, then cool, I'm okay with that. I don't know why, because my best friend, we're very close. She's seen my soul, all my scars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's still very different with a sibling. Like,
that's
a whole other level.
I feel both. I feel LaShoundra and I feel Keisha. And I guess, you know, the older you get and the slimmer pickings get, you be like, look, sis, if I connect with somebody you dated and we end up at the altar, sorry, not sorry. All my life I had to fight. You know what I'm saying? I done had friends, sis. I done had friends. I ain't had no husband. No, I'm just saying. If it was lightweight and nothing super invested, then you know, of course I would have a conversation. Of course, you know, I wouldn't go in and just be like, yo, this is what it is. And if my friend felt uncomfortable with it, no, I wouldn't do it because friendship is very important to me.
Right.
But ladies, y'all, okay. I see how the people feel. You've spoken for the people, the voice of the people. All right, ladies, we're going to go on a quick commercial break and then we'll be right back with our last topic for tonight.
Feeling good, feeling lovely, ay. Feeling more joy on the way, ay. It's written all over your face. It's a whole mood celebrate. Feeling so fly with the vibes on high. Feeling alright when you walk in the light. Ain't lifestyle like a morning. Stay a little.
Oh,
So,
I was
ladies,
there dancing.
I guess you were. So the commercial y'all just saw was all the information that you need to shop RenataDelCarmen.com. Check her out. Her skincare stuff is amazing. I have to say this. I know we got off that topic, but I will say, Mel just said, but I have actually talked to a man or two while he was talking, actually thought to myself, he would be good for such and such. What I mean, you know, would you if you really truly thought that while you were talking to somebody, like, okay, this ain't gonna work. I can see this is not gonna work, but it might work with a friend. Would you make a connection? Would you hook that up?
I can see that.
Yeah,
Hey,
maybe.
it's not good for me, but I know somebody you'll be good for.
Yeah.
So let me stop this early and send you left, right? To the left, to the left. Okay.
Yeah,
I just wanted to see what y'all thoughts were going to be on that because I agree with that too. If I see somebody that I think would have a good love connection, then why not connect them? You know?
Yeah.
So I was on the internet, you know, searching and looking for good topics to have. And I saw a very interesting post by Kev on Stage. You know, he's a comedian and he had a dread wig, right? It was a legitimate, I don't know if I can say lace front because I didn't look at it that closely, but it was a legitimate dreadlock wig. Okay. So he made a joke. Oh, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to wear it. Y'all can talk about me all y'all want, blah, blah, blah. But that made me start to think about, I've seen a lot of videos recently, how men, you know, get these pieces and they take them and glue them down and then they cut them and make it look really real. Now, here's the deal, ladies. We can have braids, we can wear wigs, we can have lace fronts, we can get clip-ins, we can get tracks, we can do whatever it is that we feel we want to do to our hair and to ourselves. But can a man wear a hairpiece and you be okay with that? Or your man wear a hairpiece and you be okay with that?
Nope. That's a hard no for me.
Keisha.
I don't. So to some degree, I do believe in some gender roles. And I feel very strongly about if I'm in a relationship or a marriage, both of us are not about to be in the mirror getting our weaves together. Neither will we be in the mirror putting on makeup together. Absolutely not. Like as a woman, like we present ourselves a certain way. Not to say that a man shouldn't take care of himself, but child, if that hair is gone, lose it. It's gone. You're bald now, I guess. Like I don't know what to tell you. They have some things where you can get the hair implants back in. I mean, I would even be open to that. But we are not, the both of us, we're sharing a wig head. That's just not.
It's your wig head. It's yours or mine.
Exactly. No.
Keisha, I'm not about to play with you.
No.
I'm not about to play.
I can borrow your glue.
Girl, and you know what? Y'all know what? This is too much. My aunt said, Alicia, you are laughing hard. I am. Because I okay, I am. I can't help it. Before I raise my next question, what do y'all say? LaShoundra and Renata, what do y'all think?
I
don't
knew.
let me tell you something.
Go
I don't
ahead.
care what you go ahead, Renata. Go ahead,
No,
Renata.
no,
Go
no,
ahead.
no.
This is a lot. I don't mind. I don't care. I don't care what no man does with his head, but as far as me and my house,
Come on.
I just don't want you to, because I said so. I don't.
Just because of,
Let me
Period.
take that back. Let me take it back. Let me take that back. If you're going bald, like he should say, I don't mind you getting a little implants. We're gonna porcupine you in there. We're gonna let it grow out. But I can't see you, baby. You talk at the beauty land and give me some glue so I can glue my hair down. I don't know. And the lace front wigs. It's a no for me, dog. It's a no for me.
it's a no.
For me.
It,
It's a no.
I hear, as for you in your
I'm not
house,
against
I
it.
hear you.
As for me,
What you say,
we're
Reed?
not alike.
I'm so torn, right? Because in this conversation, I'm in my mind, I'm visualizing like you ever seen the videos with the men and they're like in the barber chair getting their beard pasted on, like the fake beard, like that's running through. That's running through my head, and then I'm like, I see a man like possibly putting his hair on. Like that would turn me off if I was watching a man put his hair on. He would have to be able to like always have it on, because I can't ever see you putting it on.
Right.
That is gonna end it all.
That's a for life wig somehow.
Let them cement that sucker on, because if it ever comes off, it's over. It is over. Okay?
Make sure I'm asleep when you put it on.
For real. I gotta meet you before.
But then I'm like, a lot of people say LeBron James wears like something, right? I don't know how true that is. I don't know how true that is.
I know he's not wearing nothing on his head with that hole in the natural. I know. You talking about a beard?
No, on top, like
no,
they did.
He's going bald.
Listen. They did a virtual graduation on television back in like June, end of May, June, and he had hair. So everybody was like, "Well, is that a piece?" Like,
you know what?
But here nor there, we could do the research. My thing is, if LeBron James wasn't married and tried to holler at me, and I knew he had that thing.
With the money though?
Would I say no?
Even if you knew he had the hairpiece with the money though?
I don't think I'd say no.
I think
know.
he has the implant. I think he has the implant.
Yeah, if LeBron got it, it's definitely a cement treatment or something. That hair ain't going nowhere.
Right.
He's not pulling it off at night.
Y'all got me joked. I am not lying. Y'all got me joked. Listen. So our hairdresser and our dear friend Asia, she said guys don't put them on and off. They last for long periods of time. So
how long?
Like a lifetime or now?
Like a couple days,
like 6 months,
years,
3 months,
a week. How long does it last? Most people are saying that it's a no for them, but this is the only reason why I really brought it up, right? Because a lot of times hair for women, or we see how hair for women can connect to our confidence. Mm-hmm. We see how, it's our pride and our glory. You know what I'm saying? It's our crown. So we really take a lot of pride in our hair. So if he's feeling low self-esteem because of it, would that change how you felt? If he's really like, this really has me down, that I'm balding or something like that, would that change how you feel about it? Or is it still a hard no, Keish?
I think the only way, and this is going to sound a little harsh, the only way I could potentially be open to it is if he lost his hair because of some type of illness. If
Okay.
this is just happening, then if I love you, bald baby, you got it. Let me just rub on your head. Unless he wants to get the surgery, like if there was an implant situation that we could talk about, and I would even do the research, but I still don't think I could go as far as like a detachable piece
situation. So does the fact that it could be tied to their confidence and tied to how they feel about themselves, LaShoundra and Renata, does that change? Well, Renata, you said you were already slightly torn. I don't think you really were though, but would
See,
that
this why
change it
you
at
need
all?
this why you need a praying partner, because if he's feeling down
Right.
about his hair loss, I just need to pray him back to life, and we can move on with the bald head. Like we don't need okay.
Y'all. So you would take a different approach from it. You would take a different approach.
A very
You would take
approach.
Okay, so listen,
I'm
ladies.
definitely gonna encourage him not to get a piece.
Okay.
You're gonna encourage him in the Lord.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that in the Lord. Okay, now, ladies, we're gonna end our conversation the last couple minutes. I want to know how you would feel if the man in your life said, I don't want you wearing wigs. I don't want you wearing braids. I don't, or anything. And I'm using these things separately. If he felt about a hairpiece, how we feel about a male hairpiece, how would that make you feel?
Alicia, you ain't right. Wait.
I mean, I'm just trying to get a full spectrum. You know what I'm saying? How would that make us feel?
Well, first of all, I have a heart. I'm sensitive.
Okay.
So if my man say, listen, LaShoundra, well, first of all, if I'm just meeting a guy, he has that thing in his head, if I'm like, Renata, it might turn me off. But if we're deep in a relationship and you want that thing in your head and it's for
Not the
good
thing.
reason, I'll be the thing. Yeah. I'll be open to it, especially if it's gonna make you feel good. I just hope other things will make you feel good. But if you need that to kind of boost your self-esteem or your confidence, Lord, it's a lot of dynamics because I want my man to already have confidence. But anyway, nevertheless, I see the point that you're making. So with that being said, I would be open to my man having that thing on his head. But as far as my hair, I would take what you said into consideration, but I'm
let him know.
I'm gonna have to do me.
Yo, dude, I'm gonna get these braids because it's hot.
Okay. And Mel jokingly said, you met me with these braids. So fam, if that's how you met me. But Asia makes a good point. Some women won't even leave the house with their natural hair because it's bad, but just because they don't feel comfortable. Or some women experience hair loss, right? And my aunt just said, I'd be okay. She said, I'm losing my hair right now. Never had this issue before. So she has braids now, but she's not going to stick with braids. So I think when it comes to, and we got a man in the house, he said braids are very attractive to a man.
Well, all right now.
Okay, well, we don't have no problems with it. But the thing is, I think I have my feelings about these, hair pieces for men, but I also know what hair means to women and how we kind of make these demands like, I'm gonna wear my weave, or I'm gonna wear my, lace front, or I'm gonna wear my sew-in, or I'm gonna wear my braids, and we want them to accept us. But even if we could take that a step further, if your man told you, I like you better without makeup, I don't expect you to not wear it all the time, but sometimes when we go out, I would like for you to just not wear makeup. How would that make you feel? Would you oblige him?
I've been in that scenario. I've been in a relationship where they prefer no makeup no weave, no natural hair, natural. You
Everything.
look better, natural, right? Okay.
How did you get? Was that? I mean, do we oblige to that because it's easier? Do we say, okay, cool, because that cuts down the time I have to get ready and that makes it easier? Do we?
I think it's compromising though.
Okay, okay. So more
For
like
sure.
okay, sometimes I'll wear makeup and
Yeah.
sometimes I won't. Because if you
Yeah.
like me better without that,
Yeah.
without it, I'm willing to go with that. Well, somebody said, a young lady said, styles change. A man can't tell a woman what to do with her hair, but the natural looks better. I'm sorry, that might be a man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, I understand that, but I still think if we are gonna make such strong demands, back to that black strong woman thing, which you're not gonna do with me, how we feel about men making, you know, more demands on us and how we oblige to those demands. You know, if a man tells me, I like you natural, baby, better. Okay, well, because I only put on makeup twice a week. And that's when I go to church and when I do churchy chats. I'm not a beat face everyday type chick, right? I am more of got a little
Special
chapstick on,
occasion.
got my earrings on, and I'm gonna do my makeup if I'm going somewhere. Yes, I love makeup. I love playing in makeup, all of that. However, when I'm just ready to walk out the house, I don't want to have to spend an hour putting on makeup. But when I want to do it, I want to be able to do
To
it.
do it.
But I just know in situations and circumstances, women can be a little more demanding on things like that. And then when the demand returns, we like, oh no, you can't tell me. You can't tell me how to do my hair or stuff like that. So I just wanted to get y'all's input on that.
So I think it
And
also just depends on the dynamic of our relationship. Like I'm not gonna do that for a guy that I'm just dating that has this requirement of no makeup or no braids and no wigs. Like no. But for my husband, I would want
yeah,
to give him what he likes, but that doesn't
sure.
mean I'm gonna negate what I want.
Right.
And I think it's different aspects of that, right? Everybody has their different preferences. Just like
Yes.
some men don't like women that are bodybuilders and have strong bodies just like them.
Sure.
So you know,
I can understand that.
exactly. So it's like it's certain things that are
You want me to
feminine
be
that
up,
I want to
right?
maintain, and there's certain things that are masculine that I think you should maintain. And we both have, like LaShoundra was saying earlier, we compromise. So I'll meet you in the middle. I'll give you some days where my head is free and you can rub your fingers through, and then I'm gonna hop back to some braids in a little bit.
Period. Because that's what I have to do.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. If you're in a relationship, it depends on the level of the relationship. And my sister Chanel says, she said, I'm gonna look super as I want to, but I am going to respect what my husband says. Right. So it's about compromise. It's about me giving you what you want. But remember how you met me. If you met me with a beat face and you met me a certain way, just be prepared for that. And that goes both ways. If I meet you with a wig on and I don't know it's a man wig, and I like your dreads, because you pay for them. So if I like your dreads,
but gotta cement that down.
But reality is like, how long before you even find out that it's not his? How you could go so long without even knowing.
That's true.
That's
As
true.
if hatfishing.
Who said it's devastating?
I can imagine it being devastating. Hey, it's your hair. Oh, that's your hair.
Listen, y'all, I have laughed tonight like y'all have seriously just eavesdropped on a true girls' night. That's truly how this has felt. It has felt so just genuine and true and real. And it's my first time meeting Keisha. And it's just it was just really a perfect match. You all are y'all are bomb. Y'all are the bomb. Thank you all for being on tonight. Second week, you really truly made second week of the She Shed so organic and so much love. And y'all, please follow these beautiful ladies. I'll give y'all a quick minute to tell y'all's Instagrams and stuff because I don't remember my mind, my mind. So go on and tell the people how and where they can find you.
All right.
Go
So
ahead.
I'm LaShoundra Young. Okay. So I'm LaShoundra Young. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook, Young at Style, and you can find my online clothing store, Shop Inside Out with 2 P's, Inside Out.
All right. Go follow her and show her some love. Renata, where can we find you, honey?
Oh my God, I had so much fun with you guys tonight. You can find me on Instagram. The skincare is by Renata Del Carmen, so be sure to follow me there, and also on YouTube at Renata Del Carmen.
Make sure y'all check her out. Keisha, where can we find you, sis?
So my Instagram is Keisha R. Reed with 2 E's on Instagram, and the peaking Instagram is peak_ing, and the website is peakingsite.com.
All right, go check Keisha out, y'all. Go follow these beautiful ladies, and I want to thank you all again for joining me tonight on Churchy Chats, second week in the She Shed. Everybody, please tune in right here next week for another episode of Churchy Chats with the Church Girl. Until then, bye, guys.